Cosmos went up by 4.65% on Friday's trading session, but investors have crazy hope from Monday's session. So should you buy? Stay focused as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. Cosmos has invited shareholder intelligence services to observe how people are trading the stock and to detect any fraudulent or unethical activities going on, and here's why it's a good thing. Cosmos has been a target for big corporations when it comes to short selling, and investors were worried that these companies would resort to shady tricks to protect their short positions. In our opinion, with MMTLP and other controversies going on, institutions will probably refrain from shady tactics. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for Cosmos, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get to the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we're currently up by about 1.27% on the pre-market, and this, of course, is due to, we already discussed that investors have high hopes for Monday's trading session, and this is a result of that optimism. And of course, if we get a green candle today, that would be a great sign. Why? Well, let me show you guys something. Right, we're already on our way to build a beautiful bullish trend, right? But of course, over here we faced somewhat of a what do you call it? Somewhat of a breakage in the trend, right? Around 84.95 cents, right? We're not talking dollars, we're talking cents. And after that, of course, we took support around the exact same level at 35 cents pretty much, right? And below that, we took support again at 25 cents, which of course is a huge gap. And if we talk about where the stock is headed, if we need to get, if we want to get a bull trend, we'll have to first beat this high that we made and then this high that we made, right? Only to go up all the way around this high and then finally beat this high, right? That's the only way that we're going to get a bull trend. So what does Cosmos have to do, or rather what do Cosmo investors have to do? Why am I saying Cosmo? It's called, COSM, Cosmos, right? So what do Cosmos investors have to do? Well, it's important that the stock price goes up, at least above the 85-cent level for the bullish trend to continue. And to do that, we'll have to take a look at a few things, or rather, we won't, exactly take a look at them. We'll just discuss them. And the first one, of course, is the possibility of a short squeeze, right? There have been people, the people have been talking to me about this, and they said that the company might get a trial on, or rather, it is getting a trial on 15th December, and they will discuss whether the company should be delisted from Nasdaq because it's under $1, right? And it's considered a penny stock at this point, and that is why people have been shorting it. But at the same time, some people have also told me that it might get pushed up all the way into 2023's. I guess it was 20th January or 23rd January, and after that, yeah, it's probably 23rd January since it's Monday. And they said that after that, even if they fail to comply with the, what do you call that, guidelines by that time, then they might even apply for an extended, an extended period basically to kind of comply with the guidelines, and that would probably be 18 months. And if that happens, of course, the stock will have or rather, the company will have a lot of time to do the cover up. And at the same time, some short sellers have been discussing the possibility of of a $50 million dilution, right? I was about to say further, but then I remembered that this is not MULN, right? They're talking about a $50 million dilution, and others are talking about a reverse split, which, if you ask me, well, I won't make any comments about that, right? It's up to you to decide, and let me know in the comments whether you believe the stock will get diluted further or not. I personally don't think so. I'm with the bulls on this one. And at the same time, we have to discuss the upper potential that the stock has. So we'll quickly take a look over here. We have a market cap of about $63 million, which of course won't matter in, what do you call it, the short squeeze, right? Technicals indicate that this is a sell, but at the same time, if you ask me, right, no financial advice, but I believe that the stock, if we get, of course, the corporations to kind of squeeze in, around this time. That would probably be in December, I believe, right? And people are basically, they have great hopes for this specific week starting Monday and ending on 16th December, right? So if that happens, after 15th December, if we get a good date or rather a good time to comply with the guidelines, the stock might go up again. My target for this week probably would be around 50 cents, right? I won't aim that high, but all in all, I personally think that the stock has already shown crazy returns, right? We already went up like almost 1,000% over here. So even if we fall down further, I wouldn't be all that surprised because it would give you guys better opportunities to buy. And at the same time, well, not exactly better opportunities, but better prices to buy at. And at the same time, it might get another, I won't say 1,000%, but at least a 6 to 700% return is pretty possible in my opinion. Right? Then again, not financial advice, but at the same time, if we want to analyze the stock further, then we'll have to move on into the 1 hour chart. So let's quickly do that. And now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we can see that over here we did get some mixed volumes, right? Some mixed reactions from the public because usually whenever a stock trades, you get the most volumes in the first hour and then it continues to decline. But in this case, it's pretty much the opposite, right? We can see that we did get some good volumes in the first candle, but we got even better what do you call it, volumes in the next few candles, right? From 10:30 to 11:30 and all the way into 11:30, and that's when we got great volumes, almost, I guess, 1.2 million shares traded over here, right? That's good. At the same time, if we compare it to the volume that we need, we can see that over here we got millions of shares traded in a single hour, right? So if we can get those volumes back, I believe the stock might be able to get back to our goal of beating this high that we made. And of course, I'm pretty sure that everyone knows this by now that volumes are an important factor when we're talking about a potential squeeze stock, right? Such as Cosmos or, you know, what MMTLP was back then, right? Because now it's kind of a controversial thing, right? And even in that case, I do side with the MMTLP holders and the retail traders, of course. And, coming back to Cosmos, if you ask me, we did get some important levels that showed somewhat of a possibility for a reversal, right? Well, why did I do that? Now, at the same time, what I believe is that if we're able to get a reverse pattern over here in the head and shoulder formation, right, which would require us to go up today and on Tuesday and pretty much this entire week, right, then we might get a good trend on the upside again, beating this level that we made over here. And even if we get back into this range of 63 cents, just pretty much the 60-cent range, then we might be able to kind of challenge this level again, right? Challenge it again, and then finally break it and go up further, right? But then again, the stock probably does not have that much time to squeeze or rather go up. And that is why I personally think that all of these movements will be a bit more faster than I personally am predicting them, right? So that's up to you to analyze because this, of course, is not financial advice. And with that, we'll move on into the most important chart, that is the 5-minute chart. And now that we're in the 5-minute chart, first up, I'll quickly open up the extended trading hours to see the pre-market performance that we're currently getting. And as you guys can see, we did fall down a bit, but at the same time, we're above this closing price. So we might actually convert this into a bullish trend as well, right? Of course, we will get a gap up today. And if we look at yesterday's performance as well, we did fall down after this this indication in the pre-market, but then again, it was a continuation of this previous trend, and over here it kind of ended at the level of 25.7 cents, right? So I do not believe that the stock will go down further, but it just might, right? Because then again, not financial advice. And even if the stock goes up and comes down falling, I believe that it will get a pullback and convert this into a bullish trend. So if you ask me, where is Monday headed? I personally think that Monday will be a bullish day for the stock. If we talk about price predictions, I already gave you guys my price prediction. About a 6 to 700% upside is still possible in my opinion. So we might actually get to the price of around $2. But then again, it's a might, right? I'm, of course, not too sure about this. And I always suggest that you guys do your own research and definitely do not take my word for it because I definitely can be wrong, right? The markets, well, we didn't even expect what happened to MTLP, right? No one saw it coming. And even though I had already talked about how, FINRA seemed to be siding with the shorts, but that still does not matter, right? Even I could not see that coming, and so did most investors. And that's why I always tell you guys to, take investing decisions really carefully. Now, if we were to talk about some candlestick patterns, right, we're coming back to the analysis, we can see that over here we did get an engulfing candle, but it failed because it was followed by another red engulfing candle. So we did go down in the pre-market thanks to that, right? We can blame that for it. And over here as well, you can see how engulfing candles work. We did get an engulfing candle over here as well, right? Green candle, large body, red candle, even bigger body, fell down, right? Pretty simple example. And if we look at a positive engulfing candle, if I can find one over here, um, this, of course, is an indication that the stock is going up. I won't even consider that an engulfing candle because it completely engulfed the previous candle, right? That's no mercy type stuff. And if we come back to the current price movement, we did fall down further, and our gap up is kind of closing in, right? We don't have that big of a gap now, and this might be a bad sign for the stock, of course, right? We might fall down, but then again, I personally have already told you guys that I am kind of bullish for Monday's performance, so let's see where it goes. And at the same time, remember that this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.